The WYFF News 4 Sports Special, Road to the Title.
You're not entitled to win. You got to earn it every single week.
The ACC Championship Showdown.
Every week you have to earn it.
The Clemson Tigers battle the Virginia Cavaliers.
We're going to have our butts ready to play Saturday night, just like we've been ready every week.
Now, Road to the Title.
This is history in the making. Now watch the Tigers try to make it. Welcome into Road to the Title. I'm Mark Whiteman. Julia Morris will join us in just a moment. On the eve of yet another ACC championship game for the Clemson Tigers, Dabo Swinney's squad aiming for a fifth straight conference title, a feat never before accomplished in this league or any other league for that matter. A 38-3 Palmetto Bowl blowout put the finishing touches on Clemson's second straight unbeaten regular season and eighth in school history. But in September, 12-0 was no sure thing. Before we get where we're going, let's hit rewind on the last 3 months.
ETN trying to bounce outside to the 30. He's loose to midfield.
Travis Etienne raced into the season with a statement.
10, touchdown.
2018's ACC Player of the Year eased then number one Clemson past Georgia Tech in the opener with 205 yards and 3 scores on the ground. But while Etienne was sprinting, questions were arriving for Trevor Lawrence.
I mean, Trevor throws 2 interceptions, and that's all you see on ESPN.
After setting college football on fire as a freshman, expectations doused Clemson's all-world QB, throwing more interceptions in his first 3 weeks than he did all of last year.
It's easy to watch a whole game and pick out 1 or 2 bad plays, but I think he has more passing yards in 3 games than any quarterback at Clemson in about the last 8 or 9 years.
That's just how it is. People are always going to be looking at me just being the quarterback. You know, I get all the blame when it's not good, and I get all the praise when, you know, I'm not the only one that's doing good things. So that's just, it goes both ways.
He didn't have one in Chapel Hill, but Clemson still found itself in the fight of their season so far. Tigers snuffed out North Carolina's 2-point option pitch try and escaped Kenan Stadium with a 21-20 win.
When we had to make a play, we made it, and that's what winners do.
That's what you grow up daydreaming about. 2-point conversion, game on the line. You get to go live it.
There's been no nail-biters since. Whether by coincidence or cause, they've left no room for doubt after UNC, beating their last 7 opponents by an average of 42 points a game. As for Lawrence, after tossing 2 picks in the first quarter against Louisville, he's accounted for 21 touchdowns and no turnovers.
I don't think he was playing like the best player in the country early, but he was still the best player in the country. And now he's playing like that.
Still, the Tigers feel the disrespect. Clemson fell in the AP poll after beating the Tar Heels and have had their thoughts on playoff positioning.
Obviously, if we lose this game, they're going to kick us out. They don't want us in there anyway.
But win a 5th straight ACC championship Saturday, and they'll again get their chance to have the last word. It's been playoff football week in and week out for this Tigers team, but they've made sure to enjoy the goals set along the way. Tomorrow in Charlotte, another.
With a win over Virginia, Clemson would become the only program ever to win 5 straight ACC championship games since the creation of conference championships in 1992. The Tigers have won their last 4 ACC titles by an average of 20.5 points, but that number jumps to 33.5 in the last 2 seasons' championship games. Big blowout wins aside, Clemson's not taking anything for granted.
As I always say, greatness and championships never go on sale. You don't ever get them at half price. You got to pay full price every week, every time. So there's a humility that has to come in starting over every week and having a respect for what it takes to get ready and being detailed. And that's what we've been able to capture better than anything we do.
There's a lot of reasons Clemson's won 27 in a row. That approach certainly a big part of it.
Yeah, and while Clemson set itself apart in the ACC all season long, the question about who the Tigers would play in the conference championship game lingered until the very last week of the regular season.
Yeah, no doubt about it. Clemson has been the most consistent team in the ACC over the last 5 years. In fact, over that period, the Tigers have never played the same opponent twice in the ACC title game. This year, Virginia is the latest team to match up against the Tigers. A coastal team has not won the ACC championship since 2010, so Virginia has what their head coach BRONCO Mendenhall calls a magical opportunity. That's the chance to pull off a massive upset on a big stage. Speaking of upsets, the Cavaliers pulled off a big one just a week ago. They snapped a 15-game losing streak to Virginia Tech and clinched the Coastal. Virginia is hoping to carry some of that momentum into Saturday's game, especially because they know facing a team like Clemson certainly won't be easy.
It's new for us. It's not new to them. And the process of discovery is exciting, invigorating, and challenging. Being a pioneer, carving or blazing a trail that hasn't been blazed or carved for a while is exciting and challenging. And so we're just calling it that, matter-of-factly. And then when we get there, we'll play football, which is what we know how to do.
This will be Virginia's first ever appearance in the ACC championship game. Well, we've talked about Clemson's chance to make history this year. That doesn't happen without quarterback Trevor Lawrence. More on how he developed his game this year coming up.
Yeah, plus I sat down with Amari Rodgers earlier this week. Who knew he'd even be able to contribute this year after tearing his ACL at the end of March? He did. You'll find out how he made his epic comeback and what he had to say about his season straight ahead in our Road to the Title special.